Hi, good to see you again. Thank you for joining us on this channel. Last week we started a discussion on this thing called money, and it was a bit interesting because we talked about generic ways through which you could make money, get money, or whatever it is. It's generic. You can refer to the last video. But today I want to take it a step further because I promised I was going to get into certain specifics about making money. One of the things I intend to do today is to give us attitude, mindset, learning curves, things that you need to do in order to make money. They are all attitude, they are all mindset. And I'm going to do that this episode and the coming episode, about 8 of them. So I'll give you 4 this episode, I'll give you 4 next episode. I'm sure that this attitude are the things that some of us have been able to adopt, and today we are better for it. So I'm just going to talk to you briefly about it. Number one attitude is you must accept responsibility. Now let's talk to ourselves. You need to accept responsibility. Nobody is at fault. It's not the government, it's not your school, it's not your educational background, it's not your parents, it's not your culture. Whatever culture you represent, whatever nationality you are from, whatever country of the world that you are from, you need to learn that it does not determine your future. Yes, it doesn't. Even if you are from the third world nations, it does not determine your future. You have to accept that responsibility. You have to tell yourself this: no man is responsible for my future other than me. And that's a mindset that it's very difficult to achieve. Every time we are tempted to point fingers at other people. Oh, it's the reason why I did not do this. My parents were the reason I didn't do this. If I had gotten more educational degree, I would have gotten this new job, these new opportunities. Maybe I would have started this business. But no, a million times no. You have to accept responsibility. Yes, I know it's a tough course, but let's call a spade and not a farm implement. You need to accept responsibility. It's your life. What you do with it counts. And the day you wake up is the day your money starts. Yes, any time of your life that you wake up to this harsh reality, that is when your money starts. And it's important for you and I to learn that it's an attitude, it's a mindset that we need to adopt. No man is responsible for you. No man. Accept that responsibility for yourself. That's number one thing to do in order to make money. There is no rich person who actually got rich by transferring blames, and you won't be the first. There won't be anyone like that. So number one is to accept responsibility. Number two is so interesting, but I would say you have to swallow your pride. See, because of certain things, we tend to tell ourselves that we cannot do certain things. But please listen, if you are going to make money, sometimes you have to go into what you can call mess or messes. Things that appear condescending, but the reality is that that's where the buck is. That's where the bucks are. You need to realize that I have to swallow my pride. Now, for instance, if you're a graduate of a college or from a university, it doesn't mean that you can't do certain things. The moment you have that mindset that as a graduate I can't do certain things, you are going to rob yourself of the limitless potentials of making money. In fact, I say this, education is not an end, it's actually a means to an end. It's to help you improve your packaging, your products, the things that you churn out. Education is supposed to mold it for you, not to give you a false sense of pride. That's why it's extremely important that you swallow your pride. It's a truth that we have to tell ourselves. You got bills to pay, you have to swallow your pride in order to make money. Number 3 things I would say that you should do is to value every money, every cash in your hands. You can use you can use 1 naira in this part of the world where I am. We spend naira. This is Nigeria. You can use 1 naira to make 1 million. Not just by the law of multiplication, but if you know the potential resident in the cash with you, you will be able to identify that there is limitless opportunity. How do I mean by you can use 100 naira, you can use 20 naira to make limitless or to make a lot of money, because you can have that as airtime on your phone and you can call and make a lot of money with it. You can you can facilitate businesses and make a lot of money just with 100 naira airtime. So it's important that you value every cash with you. Everything called money is important. From the part of the world that I am, this is Lagos again. If your check is going to fly through, you can't afford to have even a single naira short. So if you cannot afford to have a single naira short, who told you that a naira is not important? So you need to value every money in your hand. It has tremendous potential. Number 4 for today, I want to say this: identify the needs in your environment. If you think that there are no needs in your environment, then create a need in your environment. But whatever environment of the world that you are presently in, there is always a need to in that environment, through which, if you meet those needs, you can actually make a lot of money. That's one very vital part. Remember I said identify the needs in your environment. If there are no needs in your environment, then create the need in your environment. Do you know that people sometimes don't know what they need until you make them see what they need? That's what I mean by create a need in your environment. If there are no needs in the environment, identify it. Go all out to identify those needs and itemize them. Let me add that: identify the needs and itemize them. And I'm sure that these 4 things that I've shared today will help you in making money. Please note that we will get into managing money, multiplying money. But before we manage and before we multiply, we need to make it first. So that's why we are starting on this note: making money. Just attitude and mindset, because money responds to something inside of us. Money is not the energy they're running around that we put in. There is something inside us that attracts it. That's why we need to address it from the intangibles, the attitudes of our life. So today, let me do a brief recap. Number 1, I said you must accept responsibility if you are going to make money. Number 2, I said you must swallow your pride if you are going to make money. Number 3, I said value every currency in your hand, every cash at hand in the bank, wherever the cash is. Place so much value on it, knowing that it can reproduce into millions for you. And then number 4, I said identify the needs in your environment. These are the things that we will discuss today. Next week, I'll talk about 4 more things with you. Thank you so much for watching. Keep following us on our social media channels, and we are sure we are going to have a ball. Thank you so much.